Wizards GM Tommy Shepard told reporters yesterday that Bradley Beal has not requested a trade. He says Washington will move forward tonight with the 15th pick in the draft. Now, we don't know if that will change down the road. Beal can extend this offseason. As Perk has pointed out a lot on this show, there is a lot of money coming his way if he wants it. He could become a free agent in 2022. But what's important for tonight is if he is not available to other teams like, I don't know, the Warriors, who have been looking for someone of his caliber to package some assets and make a trade for, who should those teams that feel like they're under pressure to get not just a young, talented guy, but a guy who can help their team now? Who is out there that someone might be able to use their picks tonight to package and make a trade for? Perk, who do you like?
I like Ben Simmons. And look, I know he had a horrible postseason this last season in the postseason, but let's not forget, right? Ben Simmons is a guy that is capable of going out there and getting you 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists in the right situation. It's just that Philly is not the right situation for him. And we're talking about a guy that finished second in defensive player of the year voting. So he plays defense. He's one of the best lockdown defenders. He could go at 1 through 5. I just think he lost his confidence because he had to stand around. He had to watch Joel Embiid. So if I'm looking right now, I'm thinking Ben Simmons, is the most valuable piece right now to get moved from Philly and go to another home and find him another destination, a new beginning.
No, I agree with Perk. But the funny thing is when this draft, don't laugh at his jokes. Don't laugh at his jokes. When the draft,
you guys are the best part of my day. Keep going.
When the draft gets started, people that you didn't know available often become available. So that's a key thing here that you have to pay attention to. It's like everyone has been talking about Bradley Beal, which it feels like for like 3-4 years, because this team is not very good and he's a very talented player. Ben Simmons, obviously his name has sparked up quite a bit here, but even Dame Lillard had some moments where Dame's name was up there. But it's like teams find it very difficult to get away from these types of players. But players also have a difficulty asking for trade because they know, as Perk has said, they leave $70 million, $50 million on the table. So to me, I think you might see a player that, oh, wow, I didn't know he was available, or that name, because everybody's not leaking information. Sometimes people are just trying to see what's out there. But, Ben Simmons is probably the best player that is known to be available, but the cost is just extremely high.
It is high, and Woj has reported that Daryl Morey is asking for a lot in return for Ben Simmons' trade. Now, I personally think that Ben Simmons may be more valuable to another team than he is to the Sixers, meaning, the idea of like, hey, we don't want him, so why should you want him? Well, you should want him because he might be more valuable to you. Paired with Joel Embiid, we have seen there have been issues. I personally believe if they have enough shooting around them, it can work, but it has not worked to the extent they have wanted it to. They did not find themselves in the NBA Finals this year, which is where they thought they were going. If you have decided that combo just isn't going to work for your team, or that Ben just isn't hearing the coaching staff in the same way, that doesn't mean for another team that talent package could not be just extraordinary. So I think that is why this ask is so high. I just don't know if they're going to get it tonight. And
you got to understand, too, there's a lot of teams out there that if you get them to the postseason, if you get them to the second round of the postseason, they had a win. They'd be thrilled. They'd have the win of the year. The team would make a ton of money. There'd be tons of jersey sales. But in Philly, that's not what they're looking for. They're not looking for second round. They're looking for NBA Finals. And so, you have to kind of, temper like your expectations based off of like what you want and want to accomplish. So I think Ben Simmons has a ton of value for other teams, but maybe not as much as what Philly wants in return.
It to be. And tonight's such an inflection point, too, because an unpicked draft pick has more value than a picked one, right? So if you tell another franchise, hey, I'm going to hand you whatever number pick, and you can pick anyone you want, that has more value than if you make the selection and then later this summer are trying to trade that same pick. That guy is only going to fit in to certain markets, right? So I think it is interesting to see the action tonight. And Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.